What is up, everybody? We are back with some Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and we're here to answer that question: should you pull on the Zack Spring/Easter event banner? If you're new to the channel, guys, and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Follow along with what we do here. Hit the like button, comment, all that great stuff, and let's get into it. So first off, for those of you who are just huge fans of Zack and you have to have everything Zack, guys, this video really isn't for you. Just pull on the banner. As long as you got enough to get to the gear, the costume. If all you care about is the character, and you're really not about the meta or min-maxing or making sure that you've got what you need for the game, then this video is not for you. If you're just here for Zack, like I said, this video is not for you. Don't worry about this. Just go ahead and pull on the banner. This is more for those of you who are trying to figure out how to spend your crystals more efficiently, how to gear up your character. Is this a good fit for the character, so forth and so on. Alright, first things, let's just take a look at the costume in general. Now, I did this in the update launch, but I've had a little bit more time since then to kind of look at it and give a little bit more thoughts on it. So, overall, if I take Zack out of the equation, like if I were to lop Zack's head off, I don't hate the outfit. It's not terrible. I think the bunny tail's a weird thing there. I mean, it works with the ears, but it looks goofy on Zack. But again, taking Zack out of the equation, I don't think the outfit looks terrible. I mean, it looks like a butler. It's a rabbit butler. You've got the blue ribbon here on the back, which does tie into the blue that he's wearing here and here. Now, I'm not sure if it's just how the light's hitting it, but this blue looks a lot darker than this blue or this blue. The back side of it looks the same, but like this side's very, very light. I do like the little chain. Got a little. I didn't notice this on the chain last time I looked at it. There's a little bunny here at the end of the chain. I love the little key thing on the side. I think that's really cool. But overall, I don't feel like this aesthetic fits Zack, and I think it's honestly the apron. I don't like the ears. I don't like the bunny tail. But if you were to take off the apron, the ears, and the tail, I don't hate this for Zack. I really don't. I like how the gold trim and all that kind of stuff. Like, this looks really slick. But in its current state on Zack, I don't like the look of it. Honestly, I feel like something like this fits the look of Matt better. So there's that. Now, I do think the sword fits really well with the look of the outfit. We've gotten some where they look disjointed, where it feels like they were designed separately. I do feel like these go together. The sword, I think, looks really good. It's almost looks like a blunt weapon more than a sword, or more like a great sword, I guess, which would be something that would fit Angeal more than Zack, being a great sword. But overall, I don't hate the look of the sword. So now we got looks out of the way. Oh, by the way, I forgot to talk about the half glasses here, because it's not really it's a monocle, I guess, but you got like the little earpiece here, the little nose bridge, so it's kind of like a half pair of glasses. I do find it weird that it's attaching to the earring, because again, you think about like I know it's a game, but you think about it from like a battle perspective. Dude, if something were to catch that and yank, there goes your ear, right? There goes your earlobe. But yeah, overall, like I said, I don't hate the outfit. I hate it on Zack. So let's get into the stats of things. So let's start with the gear first. Boost HP plus 10. Alright, so things have been getting updates at this point. Plus 10s are kind of gone. I mean, you look at all the older things. I mean, the stuff from the last Spring/Easter event went from a plus 10 to a plus 15. Now, I think those were... was it boost durations? Does it show it in this? Yeah, so these went from plus 10 to plus 15 for buff debuff extensions. Why is this at a plus 10? They should have made this a plus 15. I think this is a huge L right here. There should have been a plus 15, giving them that plus 30%. especially when you look at some of the newer outfits in general we've been getting, where it is a plus 10 to HP, but you're also getting plus 10 to physical attack, or plus 10 to defense, or plus 10 to magic attack on top of it. So this on its own like this, I think is terrible. If they were going to do just a solid boost HP, it should have been plus 15. So instead of being at that 15%, we should be getting that 30%. I really feel like that's somewhere where they really screwed up on this outfit when it came to the stats. The Butler Rabbit Ears is our all elemental arcanum, or semi-arcanum. This is great, this is solid, this is an awesome thing to have for Zack. If you're somebody who's been trying to use Zack as a DPS, this is going to be that thing that helps boost him further into being a DPS. So let's look at the weapon, the Sword of the Hunt here. So it's a magic ice weapon, is an AoE attack. It has the ability to exploit weakness, however, it has an HP threshold of 50% or more. Now, so far, to my knowledge, we've gotten, this is the 4th exploit weakness weapon, because the very first one was Tifa's. Then we got Yuffie. Then we got Sephiroth. And now Zack. I might be missing one, but I think we've just gotten the 4. Of those 4, Tifa's and Yuffie's did not require an HP threshold, but they were also limited banner items. This is not a limited banner item, so we will have the ability to wishlist this. Sephiroth's is a limit break item and has the HP threshold as well. So, you know, that's something to kind of keep in mind. This is really similar to Sephiroth's in that sense, because it's got the HP threshold, except for the fact you can wishlist this thing. That's one of the key things to remember there. It can be wishlisted in the future. But when we look at the rest of things here, the R abilities is boost attack, boost physical, or boost ability potency. This is not going to be that strong because of that. If this was boost magic attack, boost magic ability potency, a little bit of a different story here. But the boost attack in general is going to give you less magic attack than what it would than if it was a boost magic attack, and same thing with the boost ability potency. So to main hand this thing like that, I think you're going to be losing something here. And you'd be using this because of the exploit weakness. It also has S abilities of attack boost 1, magic attack, and cross sigil. Which I find weird that we're getting a cross sigil here, because if we go to the exchange with the new event here, there is an option for, we already got them, yeah. We got the option for new materia, or Blizzard Blow and Blizzard being sigil breaks with circle sigils. This doesn't really fit together. You know, this event, these event things were supposed to be going with this event, if you will, item. They don't really fit together. So I think that's another big loss. This should have been a circle sigil because of that. So that's kind of my complaints so far with it. Let's continue further here. So let's say you get it up to OB1 here at level 120. You're going to be doing 530% magic ice damage to all enemies. You're getting that exploit weakness for at 25% for 35 seconds. Boost attacks at 42 points. If you're main handing this thing, you're at 15% to your magic attack, because that's going to be the stat that's going to matter most, being you're doing magic attack. So not a whole lot there. Boost ability potency is at 15, so you're getting 15% to your magic ability potency when your command gauge is maxed. You take this up to OB6. You're now at 660% magic ice damage AoE. Your exploit weakness has gone up to 35% for 45 seconds. Magic attack has gone to 54. You're 1 point away from having this thing maxed and getting that 25% to your magic attack. Boost ability potency is at 27. Clicked out. is at 27, so now you're here at the 22%. You're at 466p attack and 618 magic attack, which that's not terrible. That stat's not terrible. If you do take it up to OB10, you're now at 800%, doing AoE magic ice damage. Your exploit weakness is at 35% for 60 seconds, so your percentage has not gone up. The only thing that's changing is your duration. Boost attack's gone to 62, so that's fully maxed. You're at that 25%. Boost ability potency is at 39, so you're at the 30% there. So I don't like how they set up this weapon. Honestly, I would have liked it more had they given it the R abilities of the current exchange weapon in that. Here we go, exclusive. So the Blade of the Hunt for Angeal. If they would have given it boost HP, boost ice potency, I would have liked it better. Or boost magic attack, boost ice potency, or boost magic ability, ice potency. I would have liked this a ton better. Because overall, unfortunately, I don't think this is that great of a weapon because of that. I think the R abilities are really holding this weapon back from being able to truly shine. This is going to be something that I would use just for the exploit weakness. And then when you take that into account, if we go back to Zack here, look at his weapons. At least we're going to look at the weapons that I've got, because this will take into account some of the event weapons we've gotten. So let's go characters, Zack. And we're going to filter this slightly further into ice. He has one current ice weapon, and that's the Pressure Ridge, but it's physical attack. Now, the R abilities from this new weapon work well with this because, I mean, if you main hand this one, you've got max P attack. You got 39 to your ice potency, which is 55% to your ice potency. That's going to add in attack, which is going to help boost your P attack through, you know, its attack buff. That boost ability potency is going to help, and you get the exploit weakness. Plus, Pressure Ridge also does the ice resist decrease. So not only can you throw on the exploit weakness, then you can immediately hit with this, drop the ice resistance, and do physical ice damage. Now, it's not a ton of physical ice damage, but with that exploit weakness and the ice resist decrease, that is really going to help things out. So I don't feel like this current weapon for Zack is a great weapon as a main hand weapon. It'll be better as an offhand weapon, and honestly, this is not something I would, if I'm going to pull on it, which I probably will not be, I'm going to wishlist this one. I would not pull beyond OB6. OB6 would be a great stopping spot because you're getting that max exploit weakness for 45 seconds. Again, I would be offhanding this with a Pressure Ridge, so again, taking into account now I'm looking at the physical side of things. So 54 is going to be putting me at 27. So I'm getting 10% more to my physical attack. The boost ability potency is at 27, so we're looking at 13. So I'm going to be at 8% to my physical attack. Even though this is a magic weapon, it's going to do some chip magic ice damage, basically. I get that exploit weakness. I'm getting the extra boost to my physical attack and the physical ability potency there. And that's where I would be using that. That being said, when we look at the gear for Zack, when we're looking at actual gear for Zack, another issue we're going to run into is that we don't, gear-wise for him, I don't think we have an ice, any ice gear for Zack. Let me check that. Actually, he should. Let's see if I can find it real quick here. Ever Crisis, Zack gear. So let's see, Zack. Zack. That's Vincent. There's Zack. Boost HP, boost physical ability potency, magic attack, flame blade. So yeah, the glacier armor, and I think that came with the pressure ridge, did have frostblade arcanum. So that was an unfortunate thing there is if you didn't get that, which I do not have much for Zack. I don't think I have. I think I only have his I have his base costume, and then I have his tropical beach, and I think that's all I have for him. So the costume here would be a good pull to help out with stuff like that. It makes him very, very universal in that sense. If we go back to Zack's weapons, and we look at what elements he has, Zack. So, I think it shows the elements here, does it? Yeah, it does, okay. We got, these were free weapons here. We got fire damage weapons. Crystal Sword was one of his normal weapons. We've got the Falchion wind weapon. We've got the White Tree, another event weapon here. The Stream Guard was an event weapon, and then the Pressure Ridge. So, keeping in mind that Zack then is built more for, let's go to the roll streams here. They have him designated as an attacker. But he has very little in the realm of elemental gear, or elemental weapons. This would be one that if they're going to expand on Zack and they're going to add more elements, which again, this requires future knowledge, then this is a solid thing to pick up for his gear. That being said, in his current state, especially if you already have his glacier armor, this is an easy skip. Wishlist the sword, but it's an easy skip. Maybe pull for one copy of the sword if you want to have that exploit weakness for now, and then you can run him as an ice DPS. Outside of that, easy skip. If we know for sure we're going to be getting some elemental stuff for Zack down the road, we're going to get more than event weapon elemental stuff or very early release elemental stuff, then I would say pull for the costume. But this banner on its own for me is going to be a skip. I don't use Zack enough to warrant pulling for it. Dumping in, potential 30,000 crystals, which I don't even have right now. I'm only at half that spot. Dumping in 30,000 crystals for a character that I'm probably not going to use. Now, we do have his ultimate weapon. That was also recently dropped too. Taking a quick look at it. The Durandal, 2,000 physical, magic non-elemental damage. So it's standard. To a single enemy, you're going to get 3 to your HP gauge. P attack is going to increase by high, M attack is going to increase by high, so it doesn't matter whether you're using this for a physical build or a magic build. This weapon's going to work out great. It also grants physical ability potency. Awesome. Let's go ahead and max this to 120. You're going to be getting that 20 points, so you mix that in with his weapon, which was, we said at OB6 was 27. Now you're at 47. So again, divide that in half, you're at 23. You're at 15% there. This wouldn't be divided in half though. You get the full 20, so 27 would be 13, so 33. You're at 22%. Okay, that's not terrible. 22% to that physical damage if you're doing the ice build that we talked about. And it has a built-in exploit weakness. However, this only works for when you interrupt an enemy, when you are stopping that sigil, or you get into that sigil break phase and you break the sigil. That's an interrupt. You're going to get exploit weakness, which means you don't have to take a turn, especially if it's ran out, to cast this. This is going to be an automatic thing that happens the moment you stagger the enemy. Also note This is not just say one time. So if you do a multiple sigil phase, where you break the sigils, interrupt them, and then it goes into another sigil phase later and you break those, this should proc each time according to this. So that's going to be a free cast. So if you've got this, you really don't even need the weapon. You don't need that exploit weakness weapon, because this will proc every time that happens, in theory. And that's going to give you 40%, which is actually greater than the weapon by 5%. It's going to last for 30 seconds. So if you've already got it on and this procs, you're going to get the extra 30 seconds, and it's going to jump up to 5% if you've got it at OB6 when you go into that sigil break phase, which is awesome because that's saving a turn. That's an extra turn you can now use for damage dealing. So I think the ultimate weapon's awesome. I think the ultimate weapon's great. However, just pulling on this banner to get the ultimate weapon, no. We're going to have a few more banners where this is going to be featured on there, because these will last for about 4 or 5 banners, where we're going to see that ultimate weapon stick around. So I would not pull on this banner, again, unless, like I said, you're really wanting to build Zack up. I think this is an easy skip. And hopefully the next banner is going to be something that might be a little more worthwhile, and maybe you have a chance at getting the ultimate weapon through than that draw or the draw after that. So that's kind of my thoughts on the banner. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this banner? Do you agree with my analysis? Do you think that this is kind of an easy skip, or do you disagree? Do you think that I've kind of not given this weapon enough credit, and that this weapon's a lot more useful than what I'm, or has a lot more use and utility than what I'm giving it, and the gear as well? But again, let me know down in the comments below what you think. Let's start that conversation. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. Again, if you are new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, follow along with what we do here, hit the like button, again, leave that comment down below, help get this video out to more people, and we'll see you in the next one.